Good morning, everyone. Please stand as representatives from North Rockland High School, ROTC, present the colors while our Pledge of Allegiance is being recited by 8th grade student Renan Colterval. Please remain standing upon conclusion of the pledge while 8th grade student Sophia Nardone performs our national anthem.
Ready, cut, head up, face. Ready, set, pause. Ready, cut.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ready, cut, drive, face. Forward. Forward, mark.
Thank you. Please be seated. To begin today's program, we have a musical selection performed by the FMS Chorus under the direction of Mrs. Loudon.
The hit Broadway musical Dear Evan Hansen comes a story that is echoed and shared by many young people today. As students struggle with stress, social anxiety, and a sense of loneliness, the song You Will Be Found beautifully gives a message of hope, friendship, and understanding. You will be found.
You ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? You could fall and no one would hear.
So let that lonely feeling wash away. 'Cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your
You're beautiful and perfect just the way you are. You're amazing. You will be.
There's a place where you don't have to feel unknown. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone.
If you only say the word,
From across the silence, your voice is heard. Oh,
someone will come running
oh,
to take you home.
take you home, take you home. Even when the darkness crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. Out of the shadows, the morning is breaking, and all is new. All is new. It's filling up the empty, and suddenly I see that all is new. All is new. You are not alone. 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 You are not. You are not alone. Not alone. Even when the darkness crashing through, when you need someone to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
Thank you very much, Ms. Leonard. At this point, I'm going to begin with the introductions. Now, I want everyone to keep in mind, half the people on stage, if I either forget them or mispronounce their name, you have me terminated. So I'd like your undivided attention while we go through this. I want to start off with the first group, can't get me terminated, my assistant principals, Mr. Garcia and Mrs. Santa Pietro. Along with my administrative intern, Mr. Ed Coffey. From Central Administration, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Felicello, along with Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Zillian Ecker. From the Board of Education, I do know we have Mrs. Zugaby, Mr. Fernandez, Mr. Lefebvre, Mrs. Romano. I got the nod. I got everybody very much. Round of applause. Thank you, everyone. Behind the scenes. Now, they're not on stage, but I want to make sure that I underscore their importance and their significance, not only in today's event, but also in your child's education. Our custodial staff, security, the clerical staff, and most importantly, our teachers. Today's an important day for Fieldstone, not simply because we are acknowledging the 8th grade students for making the principal's role, but also because today we'll be recognized officially as a Schools to Watch. From the Schools to Watch Committee, we have Mr. Brian Sherman, who's the co-director of Schools to Watch, the New York State National Forum. We also have Dr. David Payton from the National Forum to accelerate middle grade reform. Coming back to us from the visiting team, Ms. Lauren Moreno, who's principal of Kings Park Middle School. A brief word about the Schools to Watch process. You might have heard of it. If you remember the last principal's breakfast, we broke it down as far as the domains go, whether it was academic excellence or organization structure, and how our students really fit that mold. It was such an involved process that spanned 2 years. I think it's extremely fitting that we have these 8th grade students who, as 7th graders, began the process with us, traveled through for the 2 years, and now getting prepared for the high school. So we can acknowledge the students, please. If I acknowledge everyone in the audience that played a part in the Schools to Watch process, this would turn into a 2.5-hour program, which we're not going to do. The committee that was involved, I want to make sure that I acknowledge the administrative staff at Central and all they did to support us, the parents, the teachers that were part of the committee, those that took part in the visitation itself, the principals from the ascending schools and the receiving schools. I know Dr. Gill's hiding somewhere in the back from North Rockland High School. I want to make sure that everyone that played a part in this or had their hand in it is please acknowledged. Principal's speech, my favorite part. My favorite part. In years, guys, and think about how quickly time has gone. You're sitting here in 8th grade, prepared to go to North Rockland High School. This is a big day. Parents, and I look around and I see many of you here that have been here for years, and that this isn't your child necessarily their first time making the principal's role. And I think it's fitting because it's about transitions, and we've always talked about preparation for high school and what our role here at middle school do. What I'm considering doing is sending out your emails that you sent me in 6th grade about the concerns you had about your children. And laugh. It wasn't funny the first time, or the second, third, or fourth. But it was always an interesting experience, and I've joked often about the fact that I've never been more qualified for this position. Having 2 of my own children that are both in middle school simultaneously, it never stops, whether I'm here or home. Sometimes here is easier, but never does it stop dealing with middle school students. So I think as parents, today's message should kind of be about transitions. And as I often do, I called upon my own children for inspiration. And I guess it's AJ's turn, so we'll talk a little bit about AJ. My son AJ is an 8th grade student at Monroe Middle School. AJ is not a principal's role student. He did hit the principal's role once, but for the most part, he lives on the honor roll with effort, and that's really what's most important. And you've heard me convey that message about how hard you work. AJ was selected by Monroe to be a representative for the junior leadership of Orange County, which is apparently a pretty big deal. The school, in fact, only selected 2 students. I was as surprised as AJ was when he was selected as one of the 2. There was a total of 38 students from the county that would meet literally every month. And it was an exciting program, it really was. Very valuable. They would leave the school, they would go to different districts, they did a lot of community-based projects, and the whole purpose was to develop their leadership characteristics. I always joke with AJ, I said, AJ, every time I go to one of these meetings, I look around and think you're the admissions mistake. He appreciates my sense of humor. But this process was coming to an end, and I guess we had the equivalent of their graduation moving up ceremony last Thursday. And for the most part, I've left AJ alone in this process because I'm watching him mature as a middle school student preparing for high school. My wife has helped him certain things with the organization, but ultimately he's been responsible for himself, which I've been proud of. Last Thursday. So I really like going to events where I don't have to run them. It's just nice. Not to critique, but to observe. So I quickly show up at this graduation, and it's being held at a beautiful catering hall. Wow, this is impressive. I look around, the kids are all dressed up, AJ has his big boy clothes on, his hair's done, I'm 90% sure he brushed his teeth. So we were ready to rock and roll. So I do the first thing we all do. I get the agenda, I open it up, and I quickly look through it and think 2.5 hours. So in scouting the agenda, I see that 38 students are being acknowledged. So, all right, it's gonna be a while, let's get comfortable where we're sitting. So I'm sitting at the table, my wife's next to me, AJ's sitting across from us because he wanted to sit with his other friend. So I can see him, but I can't reach him, which will be important in the story in a few minutes. The first woman that speaks is genuinely enthusiastic. She's so excited to be there, and she was kind of the director of this entire program. And you can't fake this type of enthusiasm. This woman was so excited, and she's talking about all the things on the agenda and everything we're going to do tonight, and then she comes, she drops a bomb. What is she most excited about? The student speeches. Now, we've all given our kids this look. From across the table, speech. Now, I look next to me, and there's a young lady, we'll call her Isabella from Goshen. Isabella from Goshen is, shall we say, remarkably prepared. Isabella has note cards, highlighted, underscored. She's quoting Thomas Jefferson. AJ's not quite at that readiness, if you will. So I'm darting the looks at him. I'm like, speech? It's like, words. Oh my goodness. So they start. So I do what any good parent would do. My anxiety was increasing as the night was going on because I was listening to these speeches. And Isabella from Goshen wasn't the only one that was very ready for this moment. Looking at AJ, and I do what we would do as parents. I start texting immediately. And now, again, I can't reach him. Right? So I'm sending him messages, and the messages I'm sending him are themes. I quickly go, boom, how am I going to help him? I got to help AJ. I have to. He's not prepared. I'm going to help him. So I send him themes. AJ, here, perhaps talk about, I gave him examples. Like, for instance, when you went to the courthouse and you spent the day and they had the mock trial and you learned about the importance of being a good citizen and civic duty and democracy and the role you could play. And he does what they do. He looks at me. All right, no big deal. AJ, no, I remember when you came back from the holiday present wrapping experience and how important that was to you as a middle school student to realize how fortunate you are. And you came back and you told me, Dad, I can't believe what we spent the day doing. And I'm really happy that this is going to make the holiday special for some kids. Maybe you could talk about that. I can't reach him. I talked about that, right? So he's independent. And the students did a great job in their presentations. And then I hit that point, everyone. Now, as a parent with your 8th grade students, we've all hit the point where we surrender, right? We give up. We say, you know what? Let him learn. He's gonna handle this. I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna release. He's in 8th grade. He's preparing for high school. He has to be able to do this on his own. I'm gonna stop making suggestions. So I sent him one last message, and it was just to calm him down, as if he was nervous. I think he understood what was happening, blissfully unaware. But as he said, AJ, don't worry about it. Listen, buddy, let's be honest. We've been here for over 2 hours. Your last name is Z. By the time they get to you, no one's gonna be here. I was like, it's gonna be me, you, and Mom. So we're gonna be okay. Hoping maybe they don't say his name so they make a connection. My wife, in her infinite wisdom, told the gentleman, Isabella's father, sitting next to me, that I'm a principal of a middle school. Which was so exciting for him because apparently I had this man's ticket for his daughter to get into Harvard. I was bombarded with questions the whole night about what I feel and what I think and how would I and the way we do it. And the whole time I'm trying to get AJ his speech ready and sending it to him. I'm trying to be polite. I'm trying to listen to what's going on. It was stressful, but I surrendered. At the end, I said, AJ, this is on you. Watch him. They said his name. Yeah. Anthony Zoll. He was walking up, and he has the look, definitely. He's all dressed up. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he brushed his teeth. He gets to the microphone, and I'm thinking, just remember what I said. Remember what I said. He starts up with, hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. My dad promised me that by the time we got to Z, none of you really care, so you would have left already. Obviously, he was wrong. The place exploded in laughter. It was like a powder keg. They were waiting for laughter. It was very serious speeches given prior to AJ. So it was a great way to close the night. But then after his opening line, he went on for about a minute and a half to speak so eloquently that I was so proud of him. And by the way, he used literally nothing that I gave him. But he did it on his own. AJ was okay. As a middle school student preparing for high school, you see how I'm coming back to that? You were nervous for a minute, but I went on a walkabout. I'm here. As a middle school student preparing for high school, AJ's ready. All the confidence that I have in AJ, I want you to know that I have in your children. For the past 2 years, they have been an absolute pleasure. I've enjoyed literally every day with them. They have learned so much, and I hope you know I'm not just talking about academics. They can play school well. They didn't know them back then here. Nobody got a 95 average on accident. They worked for it. And I'm very proud of them. I want you to know that as you move forward, I will continue to be proud of you. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to bring to the microphone Mrs. Ileana.
Good morning, and honestly, I hate going after Anthony because I could never beat his stories about his kids, and that was an absolute wonderful one. And knowing AJ, I would not have sweated as much as you did because I know that he would have done a great job and made you proud. But good morning. It's great to be here this morning, and it's great to welcome our guest. David, I shared with him this morning, I was a middle school teacher most of my teaching years, for 20 years, and loved that middle school level. And I heard David speak at a conference once, and I said, I'm so excited that there's somebody else out there that loves middle school as much as I do, because he does, and he's done tremendous work to just bring forward the excellence of this level. And in talking about transitions, middle school years are such a transition for young people. It is that bridge between elementary and high school, and the rigor of a secondary education begins here. And I was sharing with them, talk about transitions. As a student at the high school, at our high school, I worked here when this was Letchworth Village. And I actually worked in food service, and I worked all through high school, the rest of my high school years, and then through college. And so for 5 years of my life, I served meals in what today is our library. And if you would have asked me back in those years, that some years later, I would have the privilege of standing before you as the superintendent of North Rockland Schools and honoring a middle school in this same space that is being recognized nationally, I think in my wildest dream, I could have never come up with that scenario. So it's a very special day for me privately and personally. But when we did our transformation and this became a 7th and 8th grade building, I remember walking into the cafeteria where the staff was meeting on our opening day. And I had worked in 2 of our previous middle schools at Farley and Haverstraw. And I looked around the staff that was in that cafeteria, and I said, this is going to be a wonderful building. So when you put a terrific, dedicated, wonderful staff with innovative leadership and the most wonderful kids anyone could wish for, and supportive parents and community, I think you have all the ingredients that you need for success in a school. So I couldn't be more proud on behalf of all of us at Central Office. We are so appreciative that Anthony took this leap of faith. I still remember his look. It was kind of that AJ look when I first said, you know, I just heard David speak at the superintendent's conference, and you know, we do all this. I think it would be a great program to pursue. And he gave me one of those looks like, really? Do you know how much work we already do around here? But it was such a strong process that whether we got the designation or not, I really felt that the process of going through that for our staff and our leadership team here would only come out making us even better. So thank you to everyone, community, teachers, to Anthony, Natalie, and Ed. And Ed, he got a lot of that job to do as an intern. Wrong time to become an intern, Ed. For all the work that you have done. Honestly, today is such a proud day for all of us, and I couldn't be, you know, I'm beaming. My heart just doesn't fit in my chest. So congratulations to all.
Thank you, Mrs. Ecker. For the record, I think Mr. Coffey's internship technically ended 18 months ago. I just haven't stopped giving him things to do. Well, it's not easy being an assistant principal. At this time, Mr. Garcia and Mrs. Santapietro are going to call up each of the 100 students, and they're going to walk you through that process. Guys, I just want to make sure we're clear on this. Students, as your name is called, you're going to come up the stairs. Once again, carefully. We had an incident yesterday with the 7th grade. Now I'm going to repeat it with the 8th grade. Come across the stage, receive your certificates, and head through the tunnel. I know that there are some students that will be performing in the band. Please make sure that you go where you're directed to go.
Good morning, everyone. This is Sandy Pietro, and I've broken up the children in groups so that we can get through this a little quicker. So again, if you could hold your applause at the end of each group, you'll know when to clap. We'll start with Agni Adamaske, Sofia Andrzejewski, Yola Marius, Ashley Barron, Catherine Bain, Olivia Boyd, Caitlin Brzozowski, Jake Brosnan, Haley Bukowski, John Cahill, Elena Campisi, Juliana Caputo, Brian Carr, Jaden Carrasquillo, Jenna Castaldo, and Ashton Chuchuka. We'll continue with Gabrielle Colon, Laura Del Cruz, Jasmine De Leon, Gianna Della Magdaglio, Shannon Donahue, Stephanie Espindola, Anna Esposito, Emily Esposito, Kara Fableman, Neve Falsell, Madison Figueroa, Grace Forlenza, Christopher Gaines, Emily Gallardo, and Amy Gap. Our next group begins with Cameron Gavin, Julia Gill, Leroy Gomez Tejada, Kendall Gordon, Hannah Bruick, Samira Guerriero, Abigail Hannafin, William Henderson, Brandon Henriquez, Julia Howe, Samantha Huang, Jacob Jaslow, Victoria Jaslow, Paris Jeffers, Lisa Jimenez, and Donald Joffrey. Luther Koha, Renan Cotaverithil, Davin Krieger, Ryan Lindagger, Helen Lee, Christoph Lee, Alyssa Lighton, Emma Linhart, Anthony Lopez, Yaritza Lopez, Olivia Lopresti, Sophia Ann Lubeck, Kristen Luzon, Megan McMillan, and Abigail Madden. At this point, Mrs. St. Pedro will continue the list.
Congratulations to Shravan Kamala, Grace Malozzi, Joelle Minaj, Brianna Martinez, Ryan Martinez, Kevin Matthew, Irene Mora, Liam McCarthy, Christopher McGowan, Ryan Medora, Nashley Mendez, Nicholas Mignon, Christopher Mimo, Nicole Morel Alvarez, Diana Moret, Kevin Narvaez. Please join me in a round of applause for our students. Congratulations to Michael Viero, Kaylin O'Connor, Daniela Palomaro, Jillian Paris, Lydia Paulino, Jade Pasmino, Derek Peralta, Edric Pham, Alexander Phillip, John Piperato, Julian Rivera. Please join me in a round of applause for our students. Congratulations to Madison Rooney, Anthony Rosario, Militza Sanchez, Leslie Sanchez Sanchez, Amafi Santana Lopez, Kieran Sarah, Brianna Sheehan, Shira Shiska, Zachary Simpson, Mallory Sims, Jessica Singh, Jenna Sayuda, Nicholas Stavros, Megan Stewart, Nicholas Sullivan. Please join me in a round of applause for our students. Congratulations to Alexis DeCoury, Gianluca Tiso, Fiorella Torres, Marilyn Umana Sagastume, Victoria Verano, Gianna Vasti, Layla Ventura, there are two, Grismeli Veras Ferreira, Gina Walsh, Jackie Wang, Emily Wheeler, Jack Whitington, Maggie Wood, Kevin Wren, Joseph Young. Please join me in a round of applause for our students.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to bring to the microphone from the Schools to Watch for the banner presentation, Mr. Brian Sherman.
Morning. Good afternoon. No? Good morning. Students, staff, honored guests. Congratulations to all the students here. Nicely done. As middle level educators, my colleague, Dr. Payton, Lauren Moreno and I are very proud, very privileged to be here today to honor Fieldstone Middle School for its initial designation as an essential element schools to watch. And for your information, Dr. Payton is a retired state ed official. The reason you have music, the reason that you have technology, the reason that you have home careers is because he helped write the regulations to do that. Yours is a school that works and works well. Your school and middle level programs serve as an exemplar for other schools, both in this state and also nationally. And your staff here and some of the guests will be actually honored at a national recognition in Washington, D.C. next month. To the student body here at Fieldstone, a thank you and our appreciation for your candor, your suggestions, and also the awesome work that you did when we were here as a visitation team meeting with you. The wonderful welcome was most appreciated and indicative of the positive relationship that you have for each other. To the faculty, staff, and administration, together you've created something very special for the young scholars in your middle school and for your colleagues who educate them with you. At this time, we'd like to present your principal, Mr. Zolla, with a plaque. This is from the Commissioner of Education in the state of New York. In addition, you're going to receive a banner that's about 5 feet wide and about 3 feet tall that will be displayed in the school. You rightfully deserve this recognition, and you are in very elite company. In the past 14 years, only 33 schools in New York State have received this recognition. And that's with a potential 1,500 schools at middle level in this state. That puts your school, this school, Fieldstone, in the top 2% of exemplary middle schools in New York. This really is an awesome accomplishment. We also urge you to continue the fine work that has made your middle school a very special place for the students, the staff, and the administration. And also the parents, because when we came here, we interviewed the parents, we spoke with parents that were here, and it was really a wonderful conversation and really exemplifies the type of community effort that goes into building a really beautiful middle school. That being said, we fully expect to be here 3 years from now because this is not a one-time only designation. It is actually renewable every 3 years. So we expect to be back here in 3 years because of your continued excellence, and we expect you to be redesignated. In closing, congratulations to all on a job very well done.
Thank you, Mr. Sherman. At this time, representing the Board of Education, President Mrs. Romano.
Hi, good morning. So on behalf of myself and the Board of Education, we want to congratulate the school and Fieldstone for the schools to watch. And we're very proud of the work that the administration, the staff, the teachers, and all the support staff do to encourage our kids and for them to have this wonderful learning experience. I want to congratulate the kids. You know, 8th grade, it's you're finishing up you're starting to finish your middle school career, and you've worked hard and continue to work hard. It's hard to stay focused when it's so beautiful outside, but you're almost there, and pretty soon you'll be coming up to the high school, and there's so many amazing opportunities for you up there as well. I'd like to take a moment and thank the parents, because we have this great group of kids up here that have been able to achieve principal's role again this quarter, and we know how much support it takes at home. And driving them to different places, I know a lot of these kids are involved in sports and drama and music, and we know that it's you that takes them everywhere they have to go and make sure that they have food to keep themselves going and a good night's sleep, and giving them that supportive environment at home to continue their learning at home. So congratulations to the parents here, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mr. Romano. At this time, there's one other group that I want to make sure that I acknowledge. We are so fortunate here at Fieldstone to have such a strong relationship with our PTA. I do know that Mrs. Tiso, Mrs. Palmaro are here. If we could just take a moment to thank them for not only all the things that they're doing, I know it gets that time of the year, we always have upcoming events, but all that they've done over the past 2 years to support your children. Parents, very important you pay attention. In a few moments, the band is actually going to play us out in the direction of Mr. Miller. While that's happening, I strongly urge you to get a jump start on the breakfast. They're hungry, they got that look in their eye. I see this generally before we start our lunch periods. So parents, in a few moments when the band begins, if you'd like to, you can exit out and head to the cafeteria and join us in the breakfast. Teachers, if you can help me keep the students at bay where they are until we get the parents a little bit of a fighting chance in there. And once again, on behalf of Fieldstone and our administrative team, I'd like to thank everyone for their accomplishments. And Mr. Miller, when you're ready.